Alright, so this time through I'm creating a puppet walk. I'm going to be focusing on the staging of the character and how it moves and getting those arcs right to create the illusion of walking. So yeah, in terms of planning, it's actually kind of simple. I'm going to switch around and use the oval tool for this time, along with the another rectangle tool. But as I hold it down, it's not giving me the colors I want, so I better fix that. And it's also not giving me the shape, so we'll just undo. Clicking and dragging, if I hold down shift, it automatically gives me the same aspect ratio for height and width in terms of the circle. And if it changes it afterwards, if I can double click on my circle, single click will give you the fill, you can see that here. Double click gives you both fill and stroke. If I select the edge, I just get the stroke. So it's actually aware of what you've selected. Now in terms of fill, I'm going to make this, I don't know, something cheerful. Let's go the Hulk. And then combining that, I'm going to use the rectangle tool, but I'm going to add an option to it. So down here, it has these corner options so I can soften the corners. It was originally used with buttons and stuff for web design, and you can see that here where it sort of gets those soft rounded corners. Now, hopefully, if I select it and scroll down, no, I'm not given the option. Not the frame, not the dock. Alright, so once it's drawn, it's pretty much set. That's a bit annoying because ideally I want to be able to adjust it so it suits. So I'm just going to delete that. And I'm going to switch over to the rectangle primitive tool. This one, it's kind of nice because I wanted to actually do a body. So by double clicking on, oops, no, I don't want to convert it. I want to then look at my object options. So if I select off, reselect it, I've got these options that I wouldn't have otherwise. So I've got the color and style, which I can see here, but I'm going to hide that for the moment. And I'm going to increase this number, firstly to 10, which is what it was. No, that wasn't right, so let's push it to say 30. And that's looking okay, but we'll select it again, and we'll probably try 50 this time. Yep, that's looking sort of what I want, but I should be also able to... No, it distorts the whole shape. Unfortunate. But this might actually work. If I do the height here, it's unlocked, so I don't want the height, I want the width. I want to pull that down to 100. And it should keep that smooth corner. Nice. Anyhow, right, so I can also, using this broken corner edge thing, adjust the bottom two edges. So I'm going to drop those down to 10, which was what it was before. And now you can see there's the bottom of the body. Just showing off the tool, but yeah, it gives you what you need. So grabbing two components, I'm going to slip them together. Now I should be able to modify this and arrange it to the front. No, because life. All right, well, another trick comes out of my sleeve. I'm going to cut that out of here with a Control X, add a new layer, and Control V to paste it in. Now that pastes it over here, but I want it back where it was, so I'll undo that for a second. Control Shift V is paste in place. These options are always up here. So paste in place. Very useful if you want to modify your animation in some way. Now those two layers are kind of nice together. So if I select the whole lot, I should be able to then convert that to a symbol. So this is figure 1. And it does that to me. Why does it do that to me? Undo. Alright, well let's just see if we can transform this into, would it be a break apart? Yes, it's a break apart. There, done. Now we should be able to then convert it to a symbol. Figure 1. That's better. Because I wanted the head on the top here so it looks right. So layer 1's now empty. I'll get back to that later, this will be my background. A fairly random cityscape. This will be character 1. No, it doesn't like special characters. Oh, I left a space in there. Okay, cool. And then we'll also need a foreground. Now, this may also work as a midground, so you can have other characters and layer it up as per needed. But for this one, it should be pretty easy. So I'm going to insert just a frame so it runs through the entire timeline, and that gives me the basic character. So I can then duplicate this layer. Duplicate. I have two characters, 1 and 2. There we are. And I'm going to motion between both layers. And I want to have a regular, recurring kind of walking rhythm with both of them. So the first thing is to just draw out a reasonable distance, then jump to that and repeat that said distance. That's a bit short, so about that. And then for the other character, I'm going to go back to here and make them sort of line up. So that should give the timing of my walk. So boom, 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 done. Now I just need to modify it to create some arcs, so it's got a bit of movement to it. So since I've got the first symbol selected on this layer here, I'm going to drag that little line and just curve it up a bit. This is actually the motion tween line, and it allows you to do a few nifty little tricks with things. If you're going to move the line, be aware, oh no, it's fixed that problem. It used to be that if you placed it in the middle of the timeline and then moved it, it would only move half the line, not the whole lot. So here we have two characters bouncing up and down, doing doing. Now, because they have no legs, we need to hide that. The easiest solution, of course, would be a nice red brick wall. Go with red and give it a fill, and there we are done. So it looks like two characters walking along the street. Then, of course, you're going to be foreground action, that sort of stuff. So in terms of staging, you've got to set this up just right so you can fake the character, because you only really need to animate what people can see. Animating everything in the background, bit of a waste of time. And then, of course, getting your arcs right as well, because you want to sort of have that neatly set up. I'll leave it to you to create an interesting background and maybe jazz up the brick wall a bit. Next on my list is, and for you to give it a go, is, let's see, animating the classic bouncing ball, which basically builds on this thing. So anyhow, I better make sure I save it. I'll leave you here.